Hi, Facebook Live. Erin Lohman-Jack here, coming to you from my home. In lieu of everything that's been going on in the last 28 to 48 hours, I really wanted to take a moment to tap in and tune in to how things are going for everybody. I spent some time in some deep meditation today because I was really feeling the impact of a lot of the negativity and the concern and the powerlessness that people are feeling. And so I really got to get clear on some messages that I think that this is what we're supposed to be learning right now. So I wanted to share that with all of you. I heard a call. I heard a call today, a call for inspirational leaders to step up, stand out, and start sharing more positive, influential, inspiring messages that we all know that we have inside of us. A lot of us have been playing a little small, maybe even in our own backyards, and I really wanted this to be kind of about where I'm headed. Today I heard the commitment that I was making to myself and to the planet that it is time for me to no longer play small, to host bigger events, to make more of an impact on this planet, to really help inspire others to change and to be a part of the change that you want to see in this world. I think a lot of things are said about the world crying out for leaders right now. They're crying out because they don't know how, or maybe they don't know the way in how they're supposed to lead. And so, as a person of influence and as a person who's built a big network of followers and people who really, attend my workshops and my events, I know that I get to make a difference every single month. And I host about 4 workshops a month. For people who don't know, I'm the CEO of Transformational Speakers Agency. I'm an intuitive business coach, and I'm the managing director of eWomen Network, which is one of the largest networking organizations in the United States and Canada, so North America. And here in Seattle, I have 124 members, and I put on a luncheon every single month. And so I really do have to learn how to get out there and put those butts in seats. I can't make a difference if people aren't in front of me. If I don't have a way of connecting with them, for them to see me, to see the messages that I have to share on this planet, I know that God put me on this planet for some big things. And I know that every time I host an event or put something out there, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. This is my next event. Please come. Then I also get anxiety and I get stressed out. And even 24 hours ahead of time, I'm like, is anyone going to even come? And I know this because I've done this. I've done this for 6 years. I created the Speakers Success Summit. And then I also, before that, I had the Speakers Intensive Boot Camp. And I remember the very first time I hosted that, I only had 24 people in the room. And for a lot of people, they look at me and they say, 24 people? That's awesome. And I was disappointed because I really wanted 100. And so what I did was I got busy. I got busy on figuring out what it was that was putting people in the room. I needed to know how to line people up to sit and be a part of what I'm a part of. And so I started learning. I started researching. I attended events that were teaching about how to host events. And then what I realized is it's a skill that I already have and a skill that's teachable. And people come to me all the time. My clients, anytime someone comes to one of my workshops and wants to hone their own workshops, they ask me, how did you get all these people here? And I just was like, well, I just ask. And I have a system. I have a system of the ways I touch people. I have a system of knowing how to do that, how to engage people, and how to trickle them into the next events. And so I just created my first webinar that I'm going to teach live on Tuesday from 2 to 4 about how I put butts in seats and how I host events, how I structure my content. Is it a couple-hour workshop? Is it a half-day workshop? Is it a 3-day seminar? And I have really figured out the logistics of all of those things. And I know that more leaders need to step up and start hosting workshops, whether they're live or whether they're online. I know that the world is waiting to hear from you and waiting to know the hows of the next step for them in their lives and in their businesses in order to take themselves to the next level so that they can influence change in others as well. So I wanted to reach back out. I know I did a video yesterday about this, but today this was heavy on my heart, that the call for leaders, coaches, authors, speakers, seminar leaders, workshop hosts, there's a calling for you to step up in a big way. And I hope you will join me in this, because I know I want to make a big difference. And I'm committing to something pretty big. I have my next Speaker Success Summit in February, maybe March. I'm looking at locations, and I want 100 people in the room. So I'm on my mission of getting that done right now. But what I wanted to share is, if you come and you register for this workshop, even if you can't attend from the 2 to 4, here's what you're going to get. You're going to learn the top secrets of what mistakes people are making and how to avoid them. You're also going to get to know how to get people to attend. You're also going to get to know what does it take, the construction of the day, the format of the day. I'm also going to throw in a marketing calendar. How far out should you be marketing? I don't think most people know that most people who register for an event is within the last 60 days of that, before that event. So I'm going to be sharing all the things, how to do big events, but even how to do small events. If you want to host a 20-person workshop, a 10-person workshop, a more intimate private event, any of those things. So this will kind of go over all of those things. And so with that, you'll also get to my blueprint. You'll get worksheets. You'll get, at the very end, I will stay as long as it takes to answer as many questions as I can in order to get your questions answered, your burning desires of what it takes to have events, what it takes to put butts in seats, what it takes to make such an impact. Because I know at the end of all my workshops, I feel so full that even if one person learned only one thing, that I made a difference. And I made a difference for that one. So if you are hearing this call as well as a leader to step up and start sharing your inspirational messages, I want you to join me on Tuesday from 2 to 4 in my webinar. It's only $97. Totally the work. It's like the easiest, cheapest way to learn without losing money. I've lost $3,000 doing an event, and I will never go back to doing that again. And I have friends who have lost $10,000 in events. So I know that this is well worth it. You will learn everything you need to know. There's a money back guarantee. If you don't feel you get enough value out of the webinar itself, I will refund your money. All you do is email me and you'll get it back. You'll also get some access to some really cool tools that you'll be able to implement today. So if you wanted to host a workshop next week, you will be able to use those as soon as the webinar is over. So I want you to be prepared for all of those things. I have some forms that I'm going to send out to you. As soon as you register, you're going to get started on what's your next event, because I know that God has a calling for us. The planet is hurting and looking for people to walk their talk and teach others how to do it. The inspirational messages that people have to transform this planet. So I know I keep cutting back in and out, and I don't know what to do with that. So I'm just going to keep speaking from my heart. But I'm going to put below, I couldn't put it in this post itself, but right below, I'm going to put the link for you to register on PayPal, get set up so that I can send out these worksheets so you can get started, so that you, as of next week, are prepared for your next event, for you to get out there, make a commitment to make a difference on this planet. I love you all, and I'm super excited to pour into you on Tuesday and share these things, because I know that we're here to make a bigger difference and a bigger impact. So go out there, love on one another,